What's up, you guys? It's Matt here. Now, I've had many of videos talking about XRP to different prices. Getting to a level of $5 to be more conservative, $20, whether it's going to get to 100 or 1,000 or anything like that, right? And I think there are some people that are on one side and other people that are on the other side, where people believe that it's going to go to higher or have the capability to go to higher and higher prices, while others may believe that it's never going to get there, right? It's never going to even get to $5, let alone 20 or 100, right? Um, but what I'm doing in these videos I'm saying what my reality is, right? My reality, and what I've seen within it, the research that I've done, this is where I believe that it's going to get. And $100 is truly my reality. Now, there are opportunities further than that. There are 200, 300, 400, $1,000, $10,000. There's these levels that we can also accept can happen. It's just what level is your reality, right? Because if I'm looking at my balance, if I'm looking at my account, these are kind of levels that I can't stand to see kind of just go by, right? That when I hold to these levels, it would be ridiculous for me to look at and go, why don't I have this in my bank account, or why don't I have this in a more conservative spot that could grow me 10%, but consistently grow me that 10% over the year. You know what I mean? So it's not necessarily saying I don't believe in XRP. It's more about just saying that I'm willing to accept this level, right? And I'm willing to leave it at this level and not have to have that any type of worry to anything happening, right? Um, Now, if I was planning on heavily utilizing XRP in the future, it wouldn't matter and I would just, keep that there. But I do have a certain amount set to do that. Because if it is, let's say if it does get to $10,000, why would I need, right, $10,000 per coin, why would I need 100 or 200,000 XRP in my possession? Why would I need that? I wouldn't, honestly. So having 1,000, 2,000, 10,000 XRP at those levels might be just fine, be perfect actually. Sometimes it might even be too much. So that's kind of where my mind goes. I like to accept it and put it into something that fully I can feel is kind of at that consistent level, which cryptocurrency is not yet. Um, and I plan on having a small amount that will be set for when it's at that consistent level. Does that make sense? So in this video, I want to talk about my reality. I want to talk about the $100 price point and why I feel as though it's definitely a thing that can happen. And that will happen. But if you guys could, make sure you hit that like button, hit the subscribe button, and hit the notification bell for more of these videos. Also, make sure you check out any of the links down below. I have a link for Patreon and for Twitter if you guys want to join that. I really do want to get this group chat started back up. I know a lot of people reach out to me directly, but I would like to get the group chat started up so that you can have multiple opinions within Patreon rather than just my opinion or, just my response that's there, which may be on a little bit of a timeline. So, feel free to check out that link for Patreon, for Twitter down below. Also, at the top of the description, I have a link for BTCC, which is a great platform that I've been using for close to a year now. And I just started my journey maybe like 2 months ago of trying to grow this account to $100,000. Currently, we sit at $3,666 and some odd cents, right? You can look at some of the investments that I've made. I've done a 3x leverage, 2x leverage, a couple of, a few 10x leverages, can't speak today, and another 2x leverage that's there. I was going to say a trio of 3x leverages or 10x leverages. Again, can't speak. It's fine. But if you want to check out my link for BTCC, feel free to do so. You can leverage trade up to a 500x leverage if you want to. I try to stay away from that and do 2x, 3x's, 10x leverages, not really anything more than that. But anyways, feel free to check out that link at the top of the description. XRP is at a decent spot. I guess for some people to consider to reinvest, it's not at a bad spot. It's currently sitting at $3.15. It's at a $187 billion market cap with $7 billion worth of volume. And you're looking at the total supply or circulating supply at 59.23 billion. Now, the conversation to get this to even a level of $1 or $2 was extensive when it was sitting at 50 cents. And now the conversation of getting it to $5 and $10 is also extensive, and people believe that this is, just going to come back down and be worth 50 cents again and just not do anything, or even go to zero and just not be non-existent. But then anytime I would mention getting to 20 or 50 or $100, that's where some people believe that I've gone way too far. $100 is ridiculous of a price point, which I would disagree with. I don't think that $100 is ridiculous, because if you understand what XRP holds in value, if you understand the different things that they could potentially do, if you understand the conversations that are happening, the community, the kind of shift in believing that this is the bad guy versus the good guy, you would understand clearly that this has the ability to pass Ethereum, has the ability to pass Bitcoin, and has more of a use case than honestly anything else in the market, right? I've kind of spewed this and talked about this constantly, is the fact that this is probably the most valuable cryptocurrency that you will have in your portfolio. And that's just my opinion, right? It could be, it doesn't have to be your opinion, but this is the way that I feel, that I believe. And so far, it's been able to gather me hundreds of thousands of dollars worth of gains and be able to push me over that threshold of that next level crypto trader, right? I said Christmas, crypto trader. And so when I look at my portfolio, I'm happy every time I look at it, no matter if it drops down to $3.16 or goes up to $3.60, right? I'm happy with where I am because I'm able to gain so much from the point to where I invested, because I believed in it so early. But I also believe in it a lot higher. Right? As I talked about my exit plan shows that $5 will be the first point to where I do sell something. 50,000 XRP at $250,000, right? But then as we move forward, I have a plan set out that I can go through in a future video if you guys want me to, because I've done it multiple times, to where I'm going to sell more and more as time goes on. Now, also, we're sitting at, if we were at $20, that would be a $1 trillion market cap. Now, that's where a lot of people are like, can it even get to a $1 trillion market cap? With the value that it holds, yes, it can get to a $1 trillion market cap. So where is it at a $100 price? That would be a 5.9 at the current level, $5.9 trillion market cap. That's not insane when you talk about something that should be and will be more valuable than Bitcoin. Bitcoin will have its nostalgia reasons to hold it and its scarcity as well, and be more similar to a gold, but XRP will be more similar to what we want cryptocurrency to be, which is, a currency, which is to be able to utilize it to buy this bottle of water or this Nintendo Switch 2 or whatever it is. You want to be able to buy those things with it, and that's what you get from it. So $5.9 trillion market cap is not insane. It's not an insane number. It may be something that is difficult to fathom, because they did the same thing with Bitcoin. To say that Bitcoin would get to $1 trillion market cap before you even saw it at levels of $30,000, it was at a $20,000 mark, decreased down to 2,000, and people are saying it's going to get to $1 trillion and crypto is going to be worth so much more. They said the same thing. Bitcoin's not going to, it gets to a $2.5 trillion mark. XRP will do the same thing, if not a lot further. And that $100 price point is my reality. That's my level where majority of my XRP will be out of my possession, right? I will have a lot of it still left compared to maybe some people that are investing now. I still will have a lot. It's like I would have never even sold any, but I still will. I know that I want to be able to gain something and put something in more of a consistent runner, a consistent investment that people would classify as an investment right now. The traditional investments, dividends, ETFs, dividend paying stocks and equities. And that's kind of where I want to house majority of what I have is in those areas. In real estate, I want to be able to invest there and diversify but then also still be able to see the success in crypto. And while I have a little bit that's left over here, maybe let's say out of all the money that I have 10% over here. That 10% turns into multiple millions of dollars, multiple millions of dollars just by sitting there and being forever coins. Does that make sense? So again, $100 is my reality. It doesn't have to be your reality. Your reality could be $20. Your reality could be $1,000. But you want to set something, you want to set a plan that can work for you in the foreseeable future, right? If it's too far away, you may not be able to realize those gains, and you might also get into a tough spot to where you have to kind of liquidate everything. And I never want anybody to get into that situation. I want you to live comfortably. So find levels to where you can make yourself live comfortably while holding out for the bigger picture item that you really want. Does that make sense? But let me know your opinion down below. I want to know what your reality is for XRP. Don't come out here and just go, oh, I invested in just 1,000 XRP and my reality is $1,000 per coin. You're just trying to get to $1 million spot, right? You're trying to get to that point so that you can be a millionaire essentially until you actually have to pay taxes. So let me know what your reality is, because if you've invested $100 and you're looking for that to turn into $100,000, you could potentially have that happen. It all depends where you invested it. All depends how much you put in there and where you invested. So just let me know in the comment section what your reality is and at what point, and that reality is what point you will not have majority of your XRP investment. And if you don't have a plan, feel free to check out my exit plan spreadsheets on Patreon. I have them listed there. I have a spreadsheet that you guys can download and build your own exit plan if you want. But I'm going to get out of here. I'll catch you in the next one. See ya.